Okay, for this project, I'm using this Caron Simply Soft. It's the party yarn with the sparkles in it. I love this yarn. It's my new favorite yarn. And it's just a 4-ply worsted weight acrylic, so you can use any kind of 4-ply yarn that you have. And then I'm using a size H. It is a 5mm crochet hook, and these, I want to show you these crochet hooks. I don't know if you've always, I use them a lot. They're called Hero. They don't make them anymore. They haven't made them for a long time, but you can find them on eBay. They're actually my favorite hooks of all. They got a finish on them. I think it's the finish that I like. It's different than a Boy or a Susan Bates. It's not quite as, I don't know how to explain it, but the yarn just really slides across them well. But if you ever happen to come across any at an auction, that's where I got all mine. Auction or anything or online, you should pick them up and try them. I like them. I wish they still made them. But they always quit making the good stuff. Okay. We're going to start with the cuff on it. We're going to make the ridges. So I started with a chain of 10. But if you want your cup to be longer, you can actually start with any number of chains. But it's going to be, this is the length of the cup. Or the width of it, I guess, if you want to say, of the cuff. And then I'll make it wrap around. So you want to just single crochet in the second stitch from the hook, and then single crochet 1 stitch for the length of the chain. 1 single crochet in every stitch. Okay, when you get to the end, you want to chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to be working in the back loops only. For the rest of the cuff, that's what's going to make the ridges on it. So in this very first back loop right back here, I'm going to go right into it, the back loop only, and single crochet. And then I'm going to single crochet, 1 single crochet in the back loops of every stitch for the length of the chain. Only the back loops. Leaving that other loop open is creating that ridge. And you can kind of see it starting to form. And you want to go all the way to the end, going in the back loops here. And then you want to chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to go across again doing the same thing. The back loop of the very, very first stitch. So you just kind of twist it around. It's hard to get that first one sometimes. Go right into the back loop, single crochet, and then single crochet in the back loops of the rest of the stitches. And we need to just keep doing this, back loops only, single crochets. We're going to do this for 22 rows. And that's what's going to form the cuff. So I'm going to go ahead and work 22 rows of single crochet, working in the back loops only on every row. And then I will meet back up with you. Okay, after you get your 22 rows, now you can do more rows if you want. What it is you stretch it, And it's the amount you need to go around your wrist stretched. That way it fits kind of snug. You can test it and see if this will work, but I think this would be good for a woman's size. I don't know, I got some pretty bony wrists, so. But whatever, I did 22 rows, so however many rows you do, make sure you end on an even number of rows. That way whenever you sew it together, the seam looks nice. So to sew it together, you just want to take it, fold it just like this. You got where you started down here. And now we're just going to slip stitch it together. We're not going to go through one loop though, we're going to go through both loops. Loop on this one, or a stitch on that one and a stitch on this one. Slip stitch it together. Remember, we're going through both loops now. Both loops on this piece, and then go to the next stitch on this piece, slip stitch. And you want to do this all the way down. We're just closing it up and making the cuff. And if you did it on an even number of rows, like I did 22, the seam shouldn't really be able to see the seam when we're done. Hopefully not. Okay, then when you get to your last, go ahead and do your last stitch. Like that. Okay. That's what we have. There's your seam. Now what you want to do is take it and turn it inside out. Just like that. And now the seam blends in. It just looks like a ridge. So you can't really see it that well. Okay, so now we're going to start. Go ahead and push that tail. Get that tail out of the way there. Okay, grab your yarn. That you ended up with. Get it back on your hook. We didn't tie off or anything. Okay, just chain one with it. And now we're going to work around putting one single crochet in every stitch. I had 22 stitches, and you're not going to be able to see the stitches that well. So what I'm going to do is evenly place 22 single crochets around my work, because you can't really see them that well. So if you did yours bigger or smaller, just evenly place the amount of rows stitches that you had in your row around. So I'm going to do 22 stitches, just doing the best I can to get them where they're supposed to go. All the way around. Okay, there's 22. Okay, now we're going to do a row of increases. So I'm going to get a stitch marker too, because we're going to be working in a round. So you just want to use a piece of yarn or something, or whatever you have. Stick it right here. Now we're just going to go ahead and single crochet in the very first single crochet that we started with. Like that. Now I'm going to do 3 single crochets in a row. So that's 1. I'm going to go to the next stitch and do another 2. The next stitch, do 1. That makes 3 in a row. Now my next stitch I'm going to do an increase. I'm going to put 2 single crochets in that stitch. and that's 2. Now I want to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So 3 in a row. There's 1, 2, 3, and then I'll do my increase stitch of 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Just like that. Now I want to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Increase stitch in the next, 2 single crochets in the same stitch. And that's the pattern. You want to do that all the way around. 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And then 2 in the next. 1 single crochet in each of the next 3. And 2 in the next. And you just want to finish it out and whatever it ends on. Okay, and when you make it to the end, to where your stitch marker is, what you want to do is pull it out, move it up. Now what we're going to do, no more increases. Now it's just going to be rounds of single crochet. Single crochet in the next stitch. 1 single crochet in every stitch. We're not going to do any more increases. Okay, you just want to keep doing rounds of single crochet around and around. Just keep moving your stitch marker up after every row. And you want to have a total of 12 rounds starting from the very first row that you did. So, starting even the increase row, you count that. So, just start from down here and count up until you get to 12, and then we'll do the thumb hole. Okay, after you made your 12 rows, remember we're counting all the way from the very first one up. You can take your stitch marker out, and now we'll form a hole for the thumb by doing a chain of 4, 4, and then you want to skip 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, a single crochet in the next, like that. And you could try it on here and see if that's going to work for you. If you need a bigger thumb hole, yeah, that's fine. Just however many chains you make for your thumb hole, like if you're doing it for a little kid and you need like just 2 or 3 chains, that's how many numbers you skip. So, just like that. And then you can take it off. And now we're going to continue working around with 1 single crochet in every stitch. All the way around. You probably don't need that stitch marker anymore, because you know that right here is the beginning and the end, because that's where we started our thumb hole. So just like this. Okay, and when you made it around to your thumb hole area again, let me get up to it here. Since I made a chain of 4, I need to do 4 single crochets to take the place of them. And I'm just going to do them right through the whole chain, like this. 2, 3, 4. And then I'm just going to continue along, put in 1 single crochet in every stitch. Just like that. Now you want to do this for as tall as you want it. Everybody's different, I guess, but for as tall as you want them. But if you want to do them like me, I did 4, I'm going to do 4 total rows counting this one. So this is 1, the one I just did. I'm going to do 3 more. And then I'm going to put this scalloped edge on. So you don't have to put that scalloped edge on. You can just do it higher or however long you want it and leave it straight. But I'm going to go ahead and finish doing 3 more rows, and then counting this one I'll have 4 total. Okay, I went ahead and I did my 4 rows. So, and I'm back to where my stitch marker would have been, because I started it right here. So now what you want to do is even this row out by slip stitching into the next stitch, and then slip stitching again, like that. Kind of evens it out a little bit. Now for the scalloped edge, I'm going to single crochet into the next stitch, and then I'm going to skip a stitch, skip 1, and go into the next and do 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 1 stitch, and then the next one, single crochet. Skip 1 again, and 4 doubles in the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 1 and single crochet in the next. Skip 1, 4 doubles in the next. So you just want to repeat this all the way back around to where you started. To finish, you just want to slip stitch into your first, single crochet, and then you could tie this off and hide all your tails, and you need to make 2 of them. You can decorate them if you want, put flowers or something on it. I have flower to make. I thought about putting on it, but I don't know yet if I'm going to, but just make 2 the same. I gotta hide some tails still, but and that's it. That's all you gotta do. Really easy. And I hope you were able to follow along. Don't forget to check out my Facebook page and all my other tutorials. Have a good day.